Greetings, everyone, and welcome to ITC, better known as Innovation Technology Company, where we thrive on providing the world's most respected service brands as we simplify life for people around the world. So please sit back and enjoy as we present to you the sign language interpretation gloves. It is understood worldwide that communication on any level can generate frustration. With this being said, ITC is dedicated to eliminating communication barriers. Therefore, we are introducing the sign language interpretation gloves for our sign language dependent employees. The interpretation gloves are a Bluetooth-enabled sensor-packed glove that interprets sign language hand gestures and translates them into a narrative. Implementation of the gloves will be significant at ITC as it will ensure that the targeted audience will be proficient when communicating with others in their day-to-day lives. For a quick overview on how to properly operate the gloves, please understand that a tracking technique that consists of 9 stretchable sensors are attached to the knuckles of an athletic leather glove for usage. For accurate translation, placement of 2 sensors on each finger and only one on the thumb utilizes codes of a binary system, which is a number system that utilizes only 2 values, 0 for on, 1 for off, to process the received data. Furthermore, these sensors are tethered to a circuit board located on the wrist of the individual occupying the glove, which then formulates a letter from the sign language alphabet onto the screen of a computer or a smartphone via Bluetooth for comprehension.
One of our goals is to bring the proposed design as close as possible to becoming a commercial product and following all suggested and required standards related to safety, all while allowing ease of communication to those in which the glove is designed for. There will be an increased responsibility on management for organizational outcomes, leading to added emphasis on planning, decision-making, control, and coordination throughout the organization. There will be requirements for more diversity and higher quality in ITC's products and services. These changes will provoke responses from Innovation Technology Company, thus changing and improving relationships with employees and consumers. Communication is of paramount importance in today's data-driven society, not only in extreme situations, but also in everyday life. This glove has been invented, reinvented, tweaked, so on and so forth. And because of this, it has brought more awareness to sign language to make sure that the language is appropriately represented. By implementing this technology, ITC can reduce the feelings of isolation from the deaf, autistic, cerebral palsy, and Down syndrome communities. We can also reduce costs for interpreters, especially in the workplace and other professional settings.
When speaking of the future of sign language gloves, it is important to know that as of today, they are not yet available for purchase. Several companies and individuals have developed prototypes, but no one has been able to bring the product to market yet. BrightSign is a company that is hoping to change that. They currently have a startup where one can pre-purchase sign language gloves. The founder of BrightSign, Hadil Ayub, has worked diligently to develop a glove that each user can customize. Early on, she recognized that each individual has different hand gestures, so she created her glove so that users can record and name their own gestures. This customization will allow for more accurate translations. BrightSign also has the goal to make their gloves more affordable than traditional sign language assistive technology. Current assistive tech relies on cameras, which can be very expensive, and they range into the thousands of dollars. but Bright Sign gloves are just under $700. As I mentioned, there are several developers working on sign language gloves. Limix is one of those companies. Limix is an Italian startup that created Talking Hands. Talking Hands are gloves that translate sign language into speech. The Talking Hands work with a smartphone application which allow the user to pick the language they want spoken. This voice conversion would allow the user to have actual verbal conversations. It also eliminates the need for someone to have to read text off of a phone or computer screen. The Talking Hands also have the advantage of not being limited to just American Sign Language. They also work with British Sign Language and Chinese Sign Language. Overall, the future of sign language gloves is looking very bright. We now just have to watch and wait to see who will be the first to bring this helpful product to market.
During the research of sign language interpretation gloves, it is found that this emerging technology allows for open communication between those who can and cannot physically speak. To begin, this device is reportedly more cost-efficient and portable than other marketable American Sign Language translators, according to Ravel with New Scientist. On top of being lightweight and easy to use, sign language interpretation gloves are limitless in terms of learning and self-education. Referring to the second bullet point, these gloves do not need an external server to process and deliver the information they receive. This saves on time and battery life for this futuristic technology. Moving to this next slide, I would like you to locate the blue lines on Figure 1. They indicate the flex sensors on top of the glove. This is very much advantageous due to the fact that it takes less than a second for these gloves to interpret and compute. To finalize, sign language interpretation gloves are user-friendly, profitable, and provide numerous benefits that any user would deem as an asset.
Sign language interpretation gloves may be beneficial in certain ways to innovation technology company. However, it also can pose potential disadvantages. One of the most common misconceptions about sign language is that it's the same wherever you go. That's not the case. In fact, there are somewhere between 138 and 300 different types of sign language used throughout the world today. Sign language interpretation gloves are only designed for American Sign Language. These gloves do not translate anything beyond individual letters and only work with American manual alphabets. No one form of sign language is universal. Different sign languages are used in different countries or regions. Example, United States of America and United Kingdom share English as the common language. The United States of America signers use one hand to sound, while United Kingdom use two. These gloves are only designed to be used with one hand. These gloves also miss the need for deaf signers. Majority of deaf signers do not know sign language and they do not use the American manual alphabet. These gloves will be a major drawback to our company because they are not compatible with other languages and they do not include all of the hearing impaired community.
In a perfect world, a person that is well-versed in communicating via sign language will be available at any given time and place to communicate with those needing assistance. However, that is an unattainable reality from both the logistical and cost perspective. Over the course of this presentation, we have shown you the ins, the outs, the pros, and the cons of the sign language interpretation gloves. With this technology, ITC can bridge the gap between non-signers and signers, providing the nonverbal community with an affordable technology that allows easy social interaction. Because ideas are continuously being introduced by individuals who can communicate and collaborate effectively, implementing the gloves at Innovation Technology Company is essential.